So this is what I found for the rust ring. But you look, all the screws are in place, the rubber's intact as far as I can see, and I'm looking through it. So yeah, all this tells me now is that it had water in the rim at one point in time and it started rusting the rim. Would I be concerned about this? Not really, no. I mean, there's some spots that are a little bit more rusty than the rest, but no, this would not concern me. I'm going to slap a tube and tire on it, and I guarantee I won't see this bike again. The rim itself, it's pretty straight. You spin it, you look for bends, especially look for bends in here, because that's when people usually tend to bend them when they're trying to put tires on and they don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to say this is okay. This is good. For what I'm doing, this is acceptable. At the end of the day, I could bet money this bike will not come back in the first 7 days. And I haven't mentioned that. Every bike I give away, first 7 days, any repairs are free. So if anything breaks, a tire pops, stuff like that, I'll fix it for free. After 7 days, if something happens, you just pay for the part. So like this tire I'm putting on costs $20. You just pay $20, I'll fix it. The tube, like $3-4 bucks. Brake cable is $2-3. The labor is what gets you. Now, a bike shop, you're gonna pay to replace a tube and tire on this bike, which by the time you get the price from the bike shop, you won't do it. It's going to be 20 for the tire, probably 5 for the tube, and another 10 to 15 to change it. So you do the math. That's probably half what this bike is worth, give or take. This bike brand new is probably 120 bucks. You're going to pay $75 or $65, $50 to do a bike shop and fix it. That doesn't even include your time to load it in the car, take it there. Now, imagine if you're a mom of 3, a single mom of 3. Think you can afford to go to a bike shop and even just pay them the extra 10 bucks in labor to do this? And these are non-directional tires as well. When I mean non-directional, there's no tread pattern that shows it goes a certain way. So, like, doesn't matter which way you throw it on, you're going to be just fine. Which, I like these a lot more. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter. If you want to buy directional tires, I'm fine with that. Just means I got to pay a little more attention to it. That's about it. Might have to lose a little air. Just because you can take them off with the amount of air doesn't mean you can put them back on. So, usually I work on mountain bikes, and my girl works on kids' bikes. I do like working on 20s though. They are, to me, they're a lot of fun. I enjoy working on 20s. Mountain bikes can be a little tedious sometimes, but they can be fun as well. You know, there's a little bit more moving parts. But they are quite enjoyable. Just trying to make sure I don't pinch the tube. If you're reusing the tube, it's already stretched out. So it's going to want to get stuck in there with the tire on the rim. You don't want to pinch it because when you air it up, you might pop it then, or it's going to sit there pinched for a bit. When the kid hits a nice little pothole, it's going to pop the tire. So we don't want that. We want him to be able to ride it as long as he can. Like, look, I almost did it. Right here. tube, this little flap, tire. You want this not to get pinched in there, and I almost did that, so I'm going to back it up. Otherwise it probably would pop the second I geared it up. We don't want that. So these, they're not all super easy to put on. Some of these can be kind of hard, like a pain in the butt. Here's a 20. There, that little pop, that's what I wanted to hear. Which apparently, the bike shops in my area, from what I'm being told, and I like the bike shop that's still around. I won't say names. One of them went out of business. The other one's still here, and I really do like that bike shop because it carries some bikes that I really like. And I don't care to pay attention to the reputation or the reviews. I'm not in it for the money. If I was in it for the money, I'd be opening a bike shop, not a non-profit. So, and you know, doing the math, what I get paid for the job I do right now, opening a bike shop, having my own overhead, my own insurance, all that, it doesn't make sense. I make more and would make more doing the job I'm doing now, doing this on the side, than opening a bike shop. So that answers that. If anyone wants to ask why I don't open a bike shop, is I would lose money, and I've got a mortgage, car payments, I got 2 kids, I got all the adult stuff that you'll worry about. I think I'll keep this as a hobby. I don't think I'll turn this into a business, not just yet. You know, it's maybe down the road. And I would like to get into electric bikes. I think those would be cool. You know, starting to learn and understand those would be really cool. Because they're not like they were when they first came out. So, I'm basically just popping it off the bead. I know I'm not showing you guys this stuff. This is the stuff I don't think about. This is something I've always known. So, put this guy in here. Put him under the, lock him in. And then I take the other one. And I just grab and I pry and grab and pry. Once I get enough of it, I just take my hand and just run it across. Using my thumb, just run it across. And then once that one's off, it's all about prying. I'm gonna do the same thing. Look, I guarantee if I look at this tube, it's not gonna show any rust rings. This is how clean that is. So this one, and that's cool. That's really cool because this is the rear one, right? Sounds good. Doesn't look the greatest, but that's all on the outside. Those sound okay. Yeah. Wrong about this one. This one does have a rust ring, but it's not as bad. I'll even show the tire. Little rust ring, nothing crazy. Tire, even worse. I mean, the camera doesn't show that great, but thing's pretty much a slick. Right there. That mark, right before the wires. So, she no good. So we'll just pop a new one on that as well. I like matching anyways, if I can. Trust me, if the tire looks brand new and it doesn't match the one I'm going to put on it, I'm more than likely going to keep it on there. Because I don't really like to waste money like that. I mean, if I have a matching tire, then I start calculating, is it worth my time to do it? But then I'll reuse the tire I take off of it. But I also gotta remember, like, how was I when I was 12? Did I care about matching tires? Like, probably not. Not probably. I definitely didn't care. I just cared if it would get me to my friend's house. And it didn't look like a big old turd. That's really all I cared about when I was 10. Now when I was 15, yeah, I was looking for style. I was looking for something that looked cool. Didn't look like a piece of crap, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know what kids are into now, like bike style wise. The stuff I think would be cool, kids don't even really want. Like, do I think this bike is cool? I think the paint is cool and probably looked really cool when it was new. I think it's a cool bike for me. Probably not. I mean, I'm going to end up riding it. I got to make sure it works. So, yes, I will be riding this bike for a little bit. Just enough to make sure it works. Right. I try to keep my hands clean. They're dirty all day long at work. I try to keep them clean here, but it's just not going to happen today. There we go. Usually I can get these on without the tool. These ones are just being a pain in the butt today. There we go. Alright. So, I'm not airing these up before I put them on. Just because I know I loosened the brakes already. I know I took the front brakes off because we're not going to keep those. I don't like putting air in the tires until they're on the bike. That way they're more stable. I can get a little bit easier to look at it. You know, one step at a time. I have a process. It works. But yeah, so like I took everything minus brake pads off that I don't want to keep. That's my process. I don't want to fix one thing and then go on to the next and go on to the next. No, just take everything off that's garbage. If it's cosmetic, I might wait because that'll remind me. Like the grips. Pads are right here in my face. I am definitely going to change them because now looking at them, they're pretty crappy. I usually use an impact if I can. No, wrong way. Impacts just make this so much faster. Now while I'm doing this, I'm making sure the chain isn't super loose. But it's also not tight. If you're tightening a chain and it has no play in it, it's too tight. You want like an inch of travel. Maybe a little bit, maybe a centimeter of travel. But you don't want it so tight that you can't move it, because it can break the chain, it can bend the chain, it can bend the sprocket, it can just damage the bike. Alright, that's done. I don't put the pegs back on unless they want pegs. They can be a safety hazard thing, a liability to an extent. I do have a waiver that people fill out. You can't get a bike unless you accept the waiver that I have no responsibility if you hurt yourself. Not trying to get sued when I'm just trying to help people out. Anything can happen, but when you got a waiver, it kind of helps. I'm not saying I'm giving a piece of crap away. I try and fix everything I see that might hurt people. But I can't tell you if a bearing is going to fail, because they can sound nice. Like that rim that I just spun sounds nice. That could fail. If I took the time to tear into every single bearing, I would never get anything done. So if they spin nice, And then they are nice. Where she put these? So, here's another thing. Try to look at if you got kids and you give them bikes. This pad's about half worn, right? See it dented in? Here's a brand new one. See how it's worked itself in? It's brand new. Ready to use. Oh, I'll spin it that way. Right? This will still stop the bike. But I would recommend just replacing it. It's uneven wear. It's been moved around. Let's just put new on. And these are not labeled, these little ones. Now, if you're using mountain bike brake pads, they are labeled. And yes, that does make a difference. So if you're going to use mountain bike brake pads, which I can show you those as well. I don't know if I can show you the label on it. But if you're going to use these on your kid's bike versus these are non-directional. Easy to figure out. These are. So they have a label like right in here that says front. This one says front left, if I'm correct. Or front right. These are directional. You put these on wrong, they will not work. The brakes will not work at all. I'll go to pull that brake handle and it will not stop them at all. So if you're going to use that on your kid's bike, pay attention if it's got something written on it like that, because that's telling you that, hey, better put this on the right way. Which I couldn't tell you how many times people have brought me a bike and like, yeah, the brakes don't work. Well, it's your mountain bike brakes and they're on backwards, so all the stopping power is going in the opposite direction. The ones I buy for BMX are non-directional, so I can kind of just slap them on and go, and I do test them. I test every single bike. I don't just say done and kick it outside. As you can imagine, it probably looks a little weird when I'm riding a 20-inch or an 18, or trying to ride anything smaller than an 18. Try not to, but if I'm iffy about it, I'll try and get on it one way or another. I'm not going to show you test rides. You know, one thing to let you guys in here and see what I'm doing. That's next. Another thing to video me riding a bike for a 9-year-old. I rarely do that. Only when I question it. Get that in place. So I think this one's almost done. Yeah, I'm not changing the handle. I think this handle is way nicer than the one that was on it. Yes, it's older, but it's more reliable. So I'm not going to change it. I wouldn't change it. Why change something that works? Right? It stops like that, but throw some weight on it, it might change the story. Even though the pads are new, it might need adjustment. So I will ride this one just to make sure it's safe. I honestly wish I had a camera when I didn't have the garage. This was full of storage. I was working on the back patio with no air compressor, no real tools, just wrenches, whatever tools came with the tires and everything else. I think you guys probably would like, what is going on here? Because like, it's my 3rd year in, and everything is completely different. The bikes that get donated are completely different. This bike stand I'm using was donated, which the guy that donated this, I thank you so much, because I use this every day. I would love to have another one of these. I would get so much done. The bike stand I had before, it would like knock over. It wasn't stable. just came home from work one day and somebody had donated this bike stand, and I've been using it literally every day. I've even been out here when it's been like 20 degrees, and there is not heat in this garage. Just because I wanted to get a head start this year, which I started this year early. There's so many people, like it's getting bigger and bigger, which is blowing my mind. I'm not used to stuff like that. But trust me, I think I'm doing nothing here. I think I'm just wasting my time, but I'm keeping my mind occupied. And then my wife is showing me that I'm not wasting my time, that this is actually benefiting people. This is helping people. This is helping moms. This is helping people without a license, homeless. We've actually gotten contact with a place, which I will eventually ask her about the name. I literally just work on them. I don't get involved in all the other stuff. I just turn the wrench. Because I work so much that I don't have time to sit here and get on my phone and contact people. That's more of her thing. I just work on them. And that's it. She tells me, hey, this is what we need, and I'll come out here and grab it. And she does work on bikes. She does as much as I do. I've taught her quite a bit too, and she's taught me some things that I never even thought about trying to learn. So I don't think it's just me. Like, she can do a bike just as easily as I'm doing it. Today's kind of not the best because my tools aren't put away. It's a little chaotic. It's been busy. I've been busy. So my next video is probably going to be organized. It's going to look a lot better, a lot faster. This shouldn't take me this long. I'll probably just end the video here. I do need to cut these off still and replace them. That's nothing stupid and crazy. That's just a razor blade and then a little bit of grease, slap it in, put it on, done. Valve caps I'm going to put on. I'm going to go through the chain. I might make a short video on that, just showing how to like lubricate your chain. If it's rusty, you might want to go get some chain oil and put it on there. Because your chain's your like most important part. That and your brakes. Always check your brake pads. Well, you guys let me know what you want to see on the next one. You want to see me do a mountain bike? You want to see me do another 20-inch, 18-inch? 18's about the same as this. Anything smaller than this is about the same, if not easier, but they're shorter videos. If you want to see mountain bikes, I don't know, you tell me. I even got trikes. If you want to see me do a trike. If you want me to go through this blue guy down here. This guy right here. Those are like really weird bikes, but they're cool. But until next time, let me know what you guys want. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me. I would like for you guys to tell me what you want to see.